working. Okay, I can say indeed. And greetings upon you. If you can hear these words, if you can inflect, it's I am the you he's talking to. Yes, you, beloved and a holy friend. Beloved because you are loved. Holy, not because you are better than anyone else, but because you are whole. Whole. There's nothing that you need, there's nothing outside of you. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Oh, I take it personally. I'm taking it personally right now, and I should stop. I should stop because we do that, right? I had another moment of just realizing that I can do so much more harm to myself than anybody else ever can. You know, and it's kind of ironic because we know how we do harm to ourselves to the point where we know how to do harm to ourselves better than other people knows how to do harm to ourselves, and then we do harm to ourselves in that way. it's it's a little contrived. It feels kind of mean sometimes, but it is the ego's attempt to convince you that you are this and not that. Hmm, that's that's odd. Okay, I guess it's okay. Oh, so I guess there's no time like the present. It's only me and you, friend. Literally just me and you in this space right now. What a trip. And whoa. Okay, so there's more glitches with this little rolling paper pack than I thought. What the hell? You see that? They're coming out two at a time. And they're just coming out sideways. Okay. Okay. Sick. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, a streamer, words. Hey man, hey, Hamilton Beckett. Dude, it's been a while, friend. It's been so long since I've seen you. How are you doing? How's life treating you? Have you been taking things personally, Hamilton? Have you been taking things personally? I took something personally again today, and then I spent the rest of the day messing myself up about it. Isn't that fun? Learning the same things over and over again. Oh, I'm laughing at myself because I'm just a little bit in pain. In pain from the perspective of the things we tell ourselves. Okay, we're here. So today's topic, don't take it personally, comes from a lesson that I had to learn again today, where I took it personally, you know. And the thing I took personally was technically, how do I say this? Maybe if I'm a little bit less preoccupied, I'll be able to say it easier. I don't want a big nug. I want that little schmee nug. Sick. Okay. So this morning, I wake up early. Christian has been feeling a little bit, and he's been like going to sleep super early. You know, and like I stay up a little bit later, so there's this sometimes expectation that he, you know, should stay up with me. And it's not that late. It's like 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. that I want to stay up until, and he's like, nah, need to go to sleep. It's almost 10 p.m., dude. and I was like, okay, it's fine, you know. And he was like, for the last 3 days, he went to bed like around 9ish, because tomorrow he's gonna wake up at 5 a.m. And then over the last 3 days, he's been waking up like after 7. And I've been jokingly every single time, because I wake up around that time. So I wake up and then I'm like chilling in the space. And then eventually he wakes up like, oh, look who's up at 5 a.m. You know, jokingly. Hey Lane, hey Jovan. Hamilton, so nice to have you. I'm up to 90 pounds lost, still opioid and Xanax free. Yes. Even had blood pressure meds reduced. Less blood pressure. Easier said than done. Yes, Gab. Oh yes, dude. And I'm sharing that story with you friends now as to how it was harder for me to do it than it is for me to say what I'm doing right now, right? So I'm awake, he's in the same space as me, and we're basically talking about what's like I'm leaving soon. I'm leaving next Tuesday. So Johan, one of my friends, you know Johan, you've seen him on the streams before. He wants to like have a little bit of a hangout session before I leave. And this morning, I'm like sitting technically in a meditation pose. I was like meditating before he came out. And he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not gonna be here tomorrow night. I'm gonna go out wine tasting. I should have told you earlier," he says to me. And I sit there in silence. And I'm processing this information that she shared with me. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow night. I think he's here. He is. I can't tell the story coyly. I have to tell it seriously. Damn it! This is even more awkward. Is he here? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe he's not here just yet. Anyway, so he tells me that he's going wine tasting. I'm just quiet. I don't say anything. And then he's like, "Did you hear me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I heard you. I'm just focusing on not getting angry about it now." You know, and I could feel it. I could feel like instantly there was this sour, like, and I'm like, "Bruh, you know, it just feels." What did I say to him exactly? And he's like, why are you angry? And I mentioned to him, "Dude, it just feels that every single time you have, you know, somewhere to go, you have an outing, you don't even think about taking me with you." And he's like, "Oh, that's not the case." I'm like, "I've been here for a total of 3 months now, total, like literally. And during those 3 months, you've had multiple outings with other friends, and you didn't invite me on one of them, right? And now he's going wine tasting. I like fucking wine. I also like wine. I can drink wine." And he went, like, not beer tasting, but he went to like a Capital Craft place, which is a place that has like a bunch of fancy beers. It's really nice. It's really nice. And he came back home, got dressed, he saw me on stream, and then left. You know, like it was, and I was like, "Oh, you know, I'll let him have a good time." Didn't want to take it personally. And then today, especially since it's so close to me leaving, I took it personally. And then guess what? Fucked me up the whole day. I'm still a little bit fucked up. Still a little bit. So the intention I have on this one is mission. And then I wrote runes. This is deal. Degas. I forgot that one already. Anzus. So it goes dawn or daylight. It goes. Forgot already. Goes gods. Goes feminine or water. But yeah, my deal, or the deal I've made, is one of a mission. It's one of trying to help myself. The previous one was forgiveness. So, mission impossible? No, mission. I'm just gonna say possible. I think it is possible. Mission possible. How about that? Yeah. To not take things personally is going to be the mission. And it is, in fact, possible. But yeah, how about you, Fred? Have you taken something personally? Have someone not done something and you were like, "Yeah, this is unacceptable. How dare they?" You know, and how did that treat you? How does it continue to treat you? Does it help? Jovan, I'm only seeing your message now. Love to you. Thank you. Heck yeah, Hamilton. We're proud of you, friend. Genuinely. Keep going, dude. Keep going. Hello again, Lane. It's nice to have you, man. Seriously, get some buds from California. These are homegrown, friend. And I can promise you, man, if you come and smoke some of my buds, you won't need anything from. This is literally grown by my own hands, dude. My own human being hands. I harvested it myself. I trimmed the little extra sugar leaves myself. I put it in jars myself. I burped my jars once a day for multiple weeks myself. You know, there's more mental energy in this weed than there's tetrahydrocannabinol in this weed, and at this point, genuinely believe I'm smoking mental energy and not actually weed anymore. Like I had multiple in my world spells onto my joints as well, right? Possible, something that's possible, missions, and then a deal written in runes, ancient runes, 4,000 year old. I don't smoke weed because I need to smoke weed. I smoke weed because I believe it's a medium for consciousness to explore. As everything is technically conscious technology, you know, just to be able to roll a joint, like this technology, like the rolling paper itself didn't exist just 100 years, maybe 100 years ago, 500 years ago. This technology that I'm holding in my hands right now did not even exist, probably including the pen. So if this is the case, if this is where we are right now, how can I use the ingredients of the universe and make it even more magical? And that's what, brother, I try to do. Thank you, though, for suggesting to me to get even better weed. I will get weed from California. I just live in South Africa, which makes it like a little bit difficult, you know. It's just a little bit out of reach. A wee bit, you know, 1,000 miles or so, surely. And we're right. Bye, Joel. So nice to have you here, Fred. Thank you for joining us. Morning, Melton Moore. Love you, Brother Bay. Thank you. Saw my doc this week. She was like, wow. And I'm like, pure fucking will. Yeah, dude, you did that. You did that, Hamilton Beckett. I might have been a voice in your universe that might have even remotely been a little bit of encouragement, but you did that. Oh, it's all you, man. You make me proud, Brother Bay. Like, so, to you friends that don't know, Hamilton used to tune into these streams and was like, this dude, and then tuned in again and was like, this dude, man. And then the next time he tuned in, he was like, this dude. Ever since I, been on this journey with you, he's lost 80 pounds. He's no longer using Xanax and opioids. What a machine. What an absolute machine. Thank you again, Hamilton, for giving me the opportunity to just revel in your success. But thank you for showing us that love is true. Willpower is real. You're a champion warrior friend. Oh, yes. Oh, Melty. It's okay. It's okay, Brother God. It's expectation and suffering. Oh, you see. Life keeps teaching me that lesson as well. And it has a little bit to do with patience. I feel like the ultimate lessons that I learn here in this life is patience, and then that one, where it's like attachment equals suffering. And I guess that's Buddhist teaching as well. No mud, no lotus, and all of that, Absolutely trudging through mud right now. I'm looking forward to getting back to the farm. I am. I really am. I'm gonna probably bury myself in the ground for a bit, root myself extra good. I'm trying, just 70 pounds to go, and you got this, Hamilton Beckett. If you could do 80 pounds, surely you can do 70 pounds. That's less. That's not how it works, Mel. I mean, I know. But I do believe you can, Brother Bear. Thank you. I take you wine tasting, dude. Thank you. Thank you so much, Maxine. I appreciate that, friend. I know. I am just a very emotional and sensitive person. And when you put yourself, not at the whims, but when you're in the vicinity of other people, they will do. Homie!
It's Dion.
Welcome back home!
Thank you.
And you had what was the surprise?
There was no surprise.
There was no surprise?
No, there was no surprise.
No surprise at all.
Hidden focals.
Do you have generators or something? Was it
generator that sort of worked?
Didn't work today.
Yep.
Was that supposed to be the surprise?
I don't know.
Bruh, you got scammed.
It was just bait.
He actually got scammed. His, the higher up, let's call her, was like...
You went and you manifested your energies this morning with being upset, and you were like, now my fucking one night's cancelled, asshole. Thanks. Thanks, bro.
It's my fault. Well, you didn't invite me, Christian, so what can I do? I was actually just talking about it
It
with my
wasn't for
friends.
me to invite, bro.
Was it for you to invite?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not my fucking party.
Capital Craft?
No.
Also
It's
not?
at a person's place. Capital Craft is a work event.
Oh, the wine place is
You
a...
salty bitch.
I'm not salty. I would have liked to know at least, you know, if anything. Because me and Johanna still gonna hang, oh well, now you can hang out with us.
You don't have a choice.
Johanna doesn't have a choice, he says. Oh, no, no. Oh, mama. Don't take it personally, Christian. That's the stream, man. I took it personally, man. I took it personally. I got fucked for it the whole day. No, 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 no. Stories in my brain, bro. Fucking
I knew it, bro. I could feel it.
I can feel it. I can feel you feeling
felt
it.
that shit.
Dude, it's the four agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Do what you say you're gonna do. Don't take anything personally. Difficult one. I am actively learning. I'm very fallible. Then it goes, don't assume anything. I may have assumed some things as well. A little bit. And then the last one is try your best. You just try your best. You want joint?
I do. Christ, I do.
The joint is about.
It's actually a problem with me. I'm actually starting to feel like a dependence in terms of, you know, my lungs feeling hungry.
Hungry lungs.
You-
For the Mary Joannas. We have manifested a joint into our dimensional space of existence. It used to be in my mind and now it's in my hands. Where's my lighter? Here it is. Why is the wine night cancelled?
A friend is sick. Well, the host is sick. You made him sick, bro. Look what you've done.
That was my fault. It's so totally my fault.
Yeah, dude. So you're manifesting all the time.
It might be, yeah. I feel responsible. So
No, that's your fault. You should feel responsible.
You wanna come and sit next to me?
Yeah, I'm coming now. I just wanna.
I'll do that though. I'm gonna cook for you now. Like I'm not excited today. Like dude, I hurt my leg yesterday dancing. I went a little bit too much sicko mode, insanio style, as Joel Haber would like to say. Just want to thank you again, Vaccine. Love to you, friend. I appreciate it so much. Now nobody's coding wine taste. Let's go. Buddy trip to SA to take Melty out. Oh wait, I'm in poverty. I can't afford it.
Bro, join the club.
Join the club, God. Here we are, dude. At least we're poor together, you know. Like we're rich in friendship. It was
There are two ways for a person to be rich. You can either have a lot of money, or you can have a lot of friends.
What would you rather have, friends? That's a question you have to ask yourself. I've casted my vote. I would rather have friends than
You know,
money.
that's not what I was expecting.
What? Are you serious?
You talk about money, bro. Like, make cash dollar. I want to be billionaire one day.
Yeah, I do want to be wealthy one day, but not at the expense of friends. Absolutely not. Quite the contrary. I want to be wealthy to be able to expend on friends. You know, like that's one of the best things about being able to, you know, help people. If you have on your plate, you can give other people food. You know, I don't have to eat all of this. I saw a great TED talk about not taking things personally, change my perspective. It helps, Hamilton. It really does help, friend. It's almost like a tool. I feel should be the word, you know, like a mental tool. Like you get to learn how to use a tool and you get to apply that tool in day-to-day circumstances. No worries, God, change is the only constant. Oh yes, like we're not poor, we have limited resources. You know, there's a difference. We are very much rich individuals. We have able bodies. We can communicate. We have friends that care about us, know about us, you know, love us. We're very much not poor. I was waiting for you.
Oh, itchy.
Sorry for tripping both of us out with the. Oh, sorry.
I don't blame you. I get it. I'm not very good with explaining these scenarios anyway, because I usually kind of just expect people to understand, which is not wrong in my end actually.
It's gas culture versus ass culture. And also, right, I was tripping out about me being like one of your dogs. I was thinking to myself, because he would be such a bad dog owner, you know, because his dog can't tell him he wants to go on walks, and I haven't been telling
My
you.
dog will tell
I
me.
want to go on walks, so it's
Straight
technically
up
both of our
shit
faults.
on my floor, it'll be obvious that it needs to go for a walk.
It's like, bruh, you take me out right now. That joint has something magical in it, dude. I feel it's like the reconciliation of a relationship that is now kicking extra hard. Feels good. I miss growing weed. You will once again. These are beans. It's just a matter of time, friend. So much love to you. Thank you for joining us. It's so weird. It looks like there is 2 different usernames. I've been right now. I like your new snoo as well. I can't really see much of it. It looks like bunny ears and alien girl. I love for the capitalistic exploration of people to change, exploitation of people to change. It will. Unfortunately,
One
it's
thing is
inevitable.
certain is things will change.
Yeah, I mean, like the future we're heading into is
Whether
going
it's
to be
for the
very
better or for the worse is a different question.
manifest. Your point of view is what's gonna be, Bob. Gobbity gob. It's just a matter of time, dude. The robots are gonna come and take our gerbs. We're gonna exploit the robots, and
It's
then
gonna be really shit for a while when the robots take all of our jobs. But then we're gonna realize that it's slowly getting to the point where we can do whatever we like, and all the hard work is done by the bots.
that's the next step, dude. Let me do a little bit of twisty.
Don't twisty that much. bro.
Twisty,
It's gonna
twisty.
be-
No, like if we're in the center in the YouTube, we're in the center on the Reddit stream.
Are you
because-
sure?
Yeah, the Reddit stream is a little
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
bit, it's a little wonky. Think so. Who needs tears? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing better than I did when I started the stream.
Who needs steers?
Who needs tears?
Oh.
Who needs tears?
Who needs steers?
Wacky Wednesday, burning.
Fuck! It was Wacky Wednesday. Oh, fuck. Wait, no, it's Thursday. Ah,
It's yesterday.
feel less bad.
Dude, I haven't had Wacky Wednesday in.
Yeah, you're not missing much, bro.
Years.
It's gotten so shit.
Wacky Wednesday
So fucking
is the
useless.
Steers place. I think it's a South African burger shop.
Yeah, Steers is South African.
Yeah, it's like a South African burger shop
be.
that has a deal called Wacky Wednesday. It's been on like since I was like a 3-year-old, where you get 2 burgers for the price of 1. So people hoy Wacky Wednesdays.
It's a common work thing as well.
Yeah, glad
South
you're.
African takeaway restaurants.
glad you're-
Apparently, flame grilled burgers.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently.
Thank you. Who needs tears? How are you feeling, friend? Anything coming up for you? Have you taken anything personally as of late? Share with us how it helped you or didn't help you. I keep noticing the more I take things personally, the worse my life gets. So I've tried to not do that. Little by little. Poop will. Hello. I'm so confused at this point. I think there might be something wrong with the comments because now I'm seeing Maxine's Maxine used one of my flowers for her profile picture, and now I see Poop Will with the same flower, and I'm tripping out. Poop Will, hello to you. Thank you for the silver, friend. Melt, are you going on vacation? Yes, no. I don't know what vacation is. I don't think I'll ever go on vacation again. Not what vacation used to mean to me. I believe vacation should be
He will definitely go on vacation at some point.
but Holmes, not what vacation used to mean to me. Vacation used to
Homie,
mean to me you don't do
I
anything.
feel like
for
there
months at a
has to
time.
be a healthy stopper to all things in life, even streaming. Even streaming. You need to take a break at some point, otherwise you are going to develop a complex, and I think you already have.
A complex.
Yeah.
A complex of what?
Of like, I must do this thing, and nothing will change that ever, no matter what, and I will not fail at doing this thing.
Yeah. It's like
You gotta be okay with letting go, bro.
I think from of the perspective of all of the things that I could do, Holmes, this is something that would be the most meaningful to me. You know, and it's from this perspective of challenge as well. You know, we choose the unclimbable mountain and then we climb that mountain. This is an unclimbable mountain.
Ha ha ha! No wine for you. Fuck you, Hamilton Beckett.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being on my side. A month or so ago, I was in a situation where this guy just wanted to fight with me. He initiated verbal abuse, etc. I'm looking forward to the rest of the story. Please tell me more. How did you handle it? How did it affect you? When did you let go? What was the realization? What was the acceptance that you had to reach for you to let go of that? There we go. I didn't take it personally. In the moment, and the whole situation was better for it. People would have gotten hurt if I let ego in the way. That's the thing. Thank you for sharing that message with these tears. Taking it personally. It is ego. You're so right. Because you're creating this narrative that you're somehow something because this person did something or didn't do something, you know, and it's contrived. It's your ego trying to convince you, yeah, look, this information means you're separate. Like, please keep believing that you are just this small little entity that is worthless and has no autonomy. A younger me would have taken it personally and probably would have gotten physical. Oh goodness, I'm happy that that didn't happen. The growth we experience. I mean, the young version of me as well. Like my 14-year-old self
In
was.
situations like this, always adopt the pirate code. We must fight to run away.
We must fight to run away. I mean, if you can run away from an encounter,
Just get away from it. If you can leave, get
you're
away.
successful. Exactly. I mean, he was in my face. It was intense. So I'm imagining like two fractals in my mind right now. The one where Who Needs Tears leads back into that kind of aggression fractal.
Fucking butter doesn't work.
Oh, I know it doesn't work. It works every 3 times. You have to ask it nicely. You have to be like, please, lighter, please. There we go. You see. Where was my tangent going? I was gonna say something. Oh, two fractals. One where she gets, you know, she feeds back into the fractal he's expressing and pushes him back, gets physical back, gets in his face back. And the other where she doesn't take it personally and she realizes it's just a, you know, a reflection. This person is now trying to reflect something to you that you know you have and you can be that, but you can choose not to. And by choosing not to, it dissolves.
I think it's always better to walk away up until the point where you're cornered and you cannot. Then you fight. And you fight hard.
You can.
I think you have to be a really scummy piece of shit if the person has tried everything to get away from you and then you corner them.
Yeah.
That's when you're allowed to fight. You're justified to fight.
I mean, I feel humanity is cornered at this point in our existence, dude. Right?
On many accounts, yes. I mean, very soon we're not gonna have a choice.
And then the question comes in, is that going to be taking it personally?
Nope.
Taking it what?
It's no longer taking it personally, dude. Well, it's no longer
Taking it at all.
doing it personally because of personal reasons anymore. Or actually, I guess it would be doing it because of personal reasons, because when it directly affects you, that's the only time you really take action.
Yeah.
Or at least what I've seen from human nature. Very few rare cases do people still go out and help even if the problem doesn't affect them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And now we're, all of us, uniting under the banner of we're all going to suffer and die horrible deaths unless we stop polluting the planet. You know, we've disrupted the biomes enough to this point. In fact, in some cases, some people say that it's irreversible now. We've already gone down the tipping point and there's no coming back. Others say that there's still hope, and with a bit more effort and with newer technology, we can fix things, put a band-aid on it, return it back to a more fruitful version with a lot of time and effort.
If you look at the acceleration of our renewable sector, the pricing in our renewable sector, and then the amount of technological innovation that we are already displaying when it comes to carbon capture technology. I mean, our photovoltaics, the solar tech we're using is getting exponentially better right now as well, where we're getting 80% efficiencies from lab tested solar panels with like perovskite, as the main substance.
We've also gotten really good at geothermal.
Yeah, the geothermal is going to be a big one as well. Like there is so much energy inside. We have a sun inside of our planet as well. It's a little bit trippy, and that sun is like molten iron and steel, or I think it's iron. And as it like there's like literal magnetic pulses flying out of our planet right now, influencing us as human beings. And you output magnetic waves as well.
Almost all things output magnetic waves.
And that's where quantum comes into play.
Do I?
Yep.
No, I have the sources.
All things vibrate.
I feel like a damn idiot.
All things vibrate, dude. Anything that has electricity flowing through it creates a noticeable
There
magnetic
has to be
field.
some sort of magnetism, surely.
Anything with mass has, gravity, dude. So that is a magnetic type of thing, right? I think of it as that way. It's not possible to create.
No, it is not
magnetic
possible
waves.
to create magnetic waves without an electric. Perhaps you mean
That's
like
what I mentioned, yeah.
Well, gravitational pull, maybe.
Magnetic waves are waves that basically get outputted from an object, and then things can be, influenced. Like if you have microparticles that can be brought close to magnetic waves, it will literally show the magnetic waves and like lines on those microparticles. So in that way, everything doesn't output those magnetic waves, but your brain right now is literally producing those electric signals. Your magnetic waves can be detected outside of your skull with sensors. That's our current brain-computer interfacing tech when it comes to external.
Not yet. I don't think so. Not yet.
I'll show you some videos today, dude.
Yeah, but videos may be one thing.
Do you know Kernel? Have you seen Kernel stuff? Huh? They have some pretty cool tech already, dude. They were basically, Elon and the founder of Kernel was gonna work in the same company. And then he was working for Neuralink, but he decided that he would rather go to the external brain-computer interfacing market because he knows there's going to be a niche for that as well. And Elon went the other way for internal. And now he's basically he's the furthest ahead with like external scalp-based brain-computer interfaces. It's like you can go and be a test dummy right now as well. They pay you to like play shooter games and stuff. Solve puzzles with your brain, not touching a keyboard and a mouse. It's pretty cool. We're already there, Christian. It's just about scalability and being able to get it into people's hands. I manifested my little Buddha. He was in my face. Yeah, and it's in you. It's you. It's literally that sense of calmness and knowing that you are. And this thing that's happening, this person screaming at you, this story you're telling yourself, this situation in your existence is but something you can be aware of. But that awareness is, regardless of that story. And there's a calm in that. Thank you for sharing that so much, Winnie Steers. Natalie, it's nice having you. Amanda, hello to you, friend. Love to you. I'll call, in call center work, we teach new hires, quit taking it personally. Yeah, because if you take it personally, people saying no to you, that's going to be devastating. Isaac, but the bear, me and Ryan were talking about you. How is Jasmine recovering from her symptoms? Is her cough healed? like I want to nub that worry in the butt. Love to you at the bay. It's nice to have you during a work meeting to say hi, send love to all of you. Have a good day. Love to you, Isaac. I don't know if you're still here, but they're probably not. Hope you have a good day, friend. Hello, beautiful human chat. Thank you for joining us, Natalie. Natalie is saying hi to you. Natalie Portman is saying hi to you, Christian.
Hello, Natalie Portman.
I very much like you, that Natalie. Love to you, Jasmine and Isaac. It's a good tip. All the symptoms are gone, friend. Ah,
Mahalo.
blessed, blessed, blessed. Thank you, Isaac, for sharing it with us. Our friends have recovered completely. If you have some mental energy left, send some love to Ryan. Mom, mom, mom. The energy I see right now is like little downward facing arrow that has these little spots of the same color the downward facing arrow is, and it's almost like a light green. And it looks like it's being held in like cybernetic pools, whatever that's supposed to mean. Like there's like little technological rims with little lights in the perimeter of it. Sending you good vibes. All of the energy to fight your COVID, Brother Ryan. Oh wow, you remember? Of course I do, friend. Okay. Yeah, Hamilton. Yes, I do, friend. Melton, you going on vacation? Not anytime soon. These are beans. What do you do for work? Technically, I'm a yoga teacher now. Technically, officially certified. I am earning $3 every now and then. Yeah. Woo! I also have a Patreon friend that you can support if you would want to. Thank you for asking and for caring enough to care about my well-being, friend. Lotus in hand forever. Lotus in hand forever. That sounds very Buddhist as well. It's nice to have you here, Will. Thank you for the silver. No, white for you, dude. Manifestation is real. No wine tasting. Good morning, Heather. Pleasure to have you here, friend. I need to show you something Heather sent. The universe has melted back. Christian is a meanie. Yeah, the universe sometimes is being back, you know, and then he's like, oh, why? Why all this suffering? Why all this nonsense? And I'm like, you keep cursing yourself. It's like, yeah, but I need to bring my power
That's
down.
not true. Bro.
I need to bring my power down, he says. And I'm like, okay, bring your power down, dude.
That's so not true.
Isn't it?
No, I'm not cursing myself.
I think we all have a personal opinion of what cursing oneself is. So, in the household I grew up in, the worst curse you can speak upon yourself is blasphemy. And I hear the name of Jesus Christ in this house more than I do in my Christian Orthodox household. So, like, that's where my perspective comes from, dude.
You know, it's something that I am trying to become consciously aware of. I don't think I do it as often at work as I do at home. I hope I don't. I'm trying to catch myself now.
Do people give you looks?
Not too much, no. It's a strange workplace. We are very vulgar people.
I think you're just young people, dude.
Yeah. Very young people. Holy crap, it's full of young people at the company.
I could
Which
hear
is
it.
good. Which is good because it brings an energy at least.
It's a perspective that's worth having. Like, you don't really want to have the tragedy of people being ultra serious about everything as well, and you're not having really any freedoms.
It's good to have a sense of humor in the workplace.
Note to self, don't hurt this guy's feelings. All of us, don't hurt anyone's feelings. Note to self, don't hurt anyone's feelings. You know, like that's I believe the philosophy we should all live by. You don't know what you don't know. Exactly, like the known knowns, the known unknowns, and then the unknown unknowns, where it goes like the known knowns is like a little fraction, a little sliver of the infinity, and then there's the known unknowns, which is 10x the infinity, and then there's the unknown unknown, which is again order of magnitude of more unknowingness. We cannot know what we don't know, and it's a whole trip. Because there's so much. There is so much in our universe. And I believe, honestly, if you could see all of it, you would find the common theme of love. It will shine like a little gem, like a little flower. Helia, hi to you. Talking about love, it's nice to have you here. You heard Mel's feelings. You heard the universe's feelings. Suddenly, the dude is just like, bruh, what's up with my stomach? Turns his food into something else quantumly, dude. Like it goes inside of his mouth, goes through a portal, and something else goes. I think things work out very serendipitously always. You know, who knows?
It's not cancelled, it's postponed.
It's postponed. You know, he's still gonna have his wine tasting. Fortunately, it's just not gonna be in the time that we have left of one another, at least. Hey friends, hey Heather, it's nice to have you. If Christian was a vegetable, he'd be a jalapeno. Is a jalapeno a vegetable or is it a fruit? Isn't it technically a berry?
At least it's hot. Thank you.
That's the common thread. Love, Lane, Gov, Heather, Helio, Max Beans, all the friends I go through daily turmoil, trying not to take over chat, saying hi to each of you individually. Jovan, I encourage Line to just be like, if you, I don't think we have to say hi every single one of us to every single one of us, but at least one person. Say hi to one person. You know, that way someone will always have someone saying hi to them. And that's always nice. It's always nice having someone see you. So please, Jovan, I'll encourage you to take over that chat. I agree, y'all. Good morning, Ma. Thank you for joining us, Maxine. So glad to be sharing space with you. It's nice, isn't it? It's such a pleasure having you here as well. The DMs are open. Slide on in. Jolly Joe, love to you. Or a Jeffrey. And someone tells me a joint is magical. My first thought is, it's not PCP, is it? No. No, Hamilton.
That is so dark.
Guys, this is like sprinkle a little bit of PCP in my the joints I give my friends. That's a little bit extra. No, fortunately, I would tell Christian first. He'd probably be curious, but he would probably say no. Oh goodness, are they berries? My foundation has been shaken realizing all these vegetables are actually fruits. I mean, it's contrived, right? Where now because someone classified seed having things as fruits, now all of these are fruits. Like tomatoes, for example, is another one of those. It goes in my mind in the area of vegetables as well. In the same way that chilies does. So I feel it's more a feeling thing than it should be a strictly, oh, no. You know, aliens, for example, come to our planet and now we're like strict about these rules and they're like, why are you so contrived? Why are you doing this to yourselves? You guys ever seen Get Into the Greek? I have, but it's been a while. It's what's his name? Duncan Trussell? Is it Duncan Trussell? No.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Russell
There we go.
Brand.
Thank you, man. Russell Brand and I think Elijah Wood. No?
Not Elijah.
What is that? Hangover movie character as well. Isn't it he? I'm pulling straws right now. I can
Zach
remember.
Galifianakis.
Yes, dude, that's him. I think they were like the two protagonists of the show. It's been a while. By the way, what a fam, Mariah. It's nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. It's a good one. I haven't seen it in so long. I can remember snippets, like actually like little splots of fractals. Not much at all. Stroke the furry wall. Oh goodness, I'm alive! Max Beats. I used the low-key be paranoid when walking up to people speaking that they were talking about me. My father said, the world is a large place, Heather. Not everything is about you. Jokingly, but with a message. I agree, but I feel today's don't take it personally comes more from the perspective of convincing yourself that something is true because of something that happened to you, right? Like telling yourself a story about, oh, now I'm this. Oh, now I'm this because of this thing, right? Oh, now I'm unlovable because this thing. Oh, now my friends don't like me because of this thing. Oh, now I'm an embarrassment because of this thing. And then you use data points to try and construct this illusionary story, right? In that way, I believe that's what I think of when I think of taking it personally, because you're using personal information to take a small bit of information and blow it out of proportion. But I agree that that perspective of everything's not about you helps so much as well, Maxine. Ah, Heather, thank you, I appreciate it. Maxine's message next says, the entire year I've been doing deep self-work and not taking things personally has been one thing I'm trying to master. The less I try to control or grasp, the happier I am. That's the message that came loud and clear through to me as well. Ooh. And it seems we learn it over and over again. That's the funny part. Yeah, to you, Sabina. Thank you for joining us, friend. Love to you. How are you doing? He took that lighter request personally. I take the lighter request so personally because I think of this lighter as my neck lighter. So as soon as I do this, it ceases to be my neck lighter and now just starts being a lighter. So my neck lighter wants to continue being
Why
a
does
neck
it only
lighter.
spark on like 3 tries when it's so
I don't know.
Give it here.
So it goes 1, 2, 3. Please, 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 please. There we go.
It's a couple of more
Yeah.
pleases after the
It's like really intentionally. Yes, please, please, Mrs. or Mr. Fire. However that
Maybe the flint needs replacing, bro.
The flint. I mean, I already replaced the flint with a. You can see there's still a good amount of flint left. Though. Control is one. Oh, exactly. That's control to me as well. God, that literally. That's the reason I trip out about it because when it's here, I have the control of reaching for my lighter, and my lighter is there. But now, because it's not there, I no longer have said control, and it's taking it personally. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Thank you for the silver, Savina. I appreciate it, friend, so much. The true power is not reacting slash feeding what's happening in front of you. It's that our true power. Whoa, 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 whoa. The true power is not reacting slash feeding what's happening in front of you. It's there that our true power is demonstrated. I agree. I agree, Maxine. My throat feels a little Islamic. I couldn't agree more. Oh, I'm seeing double. Mr. Binary, it's nice to have you. Nuclear and wind and solar is the way. Absolutely. Mr. Jumping Jumanji, I hope you're having a wonderful day so much. Just because something makes sense doesn't mean it actually works.
Excellent words.
Is a good point.
I like that a lot. Just because something makes sense doesn't mean it actually works. I want to write that down.
I feel it's something I should pay attention to as well. Mr. Binary has already made his way into the book of things worth saying, dude. So if you like the dude's words, he said this last time. You just because something makes sense doesn't mean it actually works. He said this last time, dude. In the end, the ideas we share are irrelevant. All that matters is the connections that are made. Thank you, Mr. Binary, for sharing some more of your words, friends. We appreciate you here. Essentially, it's whether we internalize the external data points. Like, if I would have internalized the you don't belong here, the dude hurled at me, I'd be questioning where I belong. Exactly, exactly. So you don't belong here, then you go through this fractal of all of the places where you did belong, all of the places where you felt you didn't belong. And then you start to create again this ego separation narrative of I am this and they are that. And then there's divide again. And that's what your ego does. That's what your ego believes it's supposed to do. That's the way it survives. It's its job. But you melt that. You can melt that. Meditate, breathe, do yoga, eat good food.
Oh,
You'll melt that ego soon enough. Just because it doesn't mean it has your be. Just because it is. Oh good lord, these fingers! Almost got a strongest one. Just because it is doesn't mean it has to be. Yes, I agree with that as well. Actually, Mariah, you have me smile, Melty. Goodness, thank you. Like that right? If it was only me and you who needs tears in this whole stream, and someone said that to me, this whole stream would have been for something. And that's why I'm willing to do this every day into infinity, Christian. Is because that, oh, being able to have a connection, share smiles, share love, share a moment of we're not in this alone. And I can do it for a minute a day if I need to. I can do it as my meditation. I can start the stream and just meditate. And we can spend a moment in that space together, knowing that we're not alone, knowing that there's someone else holding space, being in this infinite moment, and realizing that as a collective whole is how we reach unity. It's how we reach a collective understanding that we are the same. We are not so different after all. We all have our own EMF fields. It's been tested and proven. It's crazy. Maxine, thank you. You see, zwam, zwam, zwam. Like there's literally a new EMF field being formed between us, dude. A whole new energy space. We are little soul carrying corpses. In the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. What a gangster. But science be praised. What a cool username as well, friend. It's nice to have you. I love that. Science be praised, right? How cool. Yes, we can attach control to activate when certain parts of the brain are activated, but it's basically just down to blood flow. Yeah. So you can consciously breathe, which I feel is better than trying to activate blood flow, where just by breathing and continuing that breath cycle, you will oxygenate all parts of your body because that's how your breath works. That's how oxygen distribution works. So if you raise your blood's oxygen, content, every part of your body has more oxygen. Blood flow is important, but consciousness is the driving energy. And you have to use so much conscious energy to focus on breath as well. If you want to harness the true power of the brain, we need to map its neurons in full. Yes, that's a tall order, right? That's like mapping the universe in full. We have taken monumental steps in doing so, but it's still far away. Not only that, but it's interchangeable. Like it's not interchangeable, where my universe is different than Christian's. So it's insane. Nice to have you, man. Thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing? But today I got to see he has new skater friends. So he recently immigrated to the Netherlands, and now he has friends that rollerblade. Like that.
that's pretty cool, bro.
I think it's like a week. It's been like a week since he's in the Netherlands. Now he has homies. He's like multiple homies. So they're making videos. Sick ass skating. I was like, how's this? Am I tripping out? How's this even real? Dude, you are an inspiration. It's insane. Thank you, Brother Bear. People I grew up around cursed his name so much. They gave him a middle initial of H. Exactly. Exactly. That he does the same. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what the H means. Harold. I think there we go. Thank you, Jump. Jesus, Harold Christ. You have to be free to be yourself in a job that requires creativity, or not much will get done. That is true. But we live in a society where, at this point, creativity isn't a valued resource, but it will be in the society we're going to. I've always wondered what it is. I think it's a funny Christian Christ. Yeah, I think so as well, where it takes the C away in the same way his name doesn't have a C. You give me Heath Ledger vibes. What a cool lad. You're probably a cool lad yourself, friend. Christians are a strange group. They're very convinced as well. I feel, unfortunately, it's a giving of your power to something that isn't you. It's like, oh yeah, this archetype is so beautiful, so powerful, that this is what I give my power to, not realizing that his message, if he was alive and it is not a story to portray a message, that message was self-sacrifice, love regardless of betrayal, and living in service of humanity. And that is the archetypes that we strive for as humanity. Don't you think so? What do you think it was?
I have no opinion, no comment.
You can give your opinion if you're. If,
I'm an atheist.
I mean, I grew up.
I'm
I'm
not well read in the teachings at all.
I grew up literally Bible schooling the Bible. I was the kid that was like walking up to other kids, asking them about their relationship with Jesus. Like I was that kid. I was really that kid, dude. Because I felt there was such a beautiful message in that, and it made conceptual sense to me that there should be some sort of reverence maybe given because of what someone did. But then I realized that if that is all you're doing, you're not allowing any space for yourself to be that either. You're creating again a narrative that you are this and they are that. And because they are that, this is the way you should be towards them. And because you are this is the way you should be towards yourself. And I've seen that in my dad, dude, where we've had this conversation where his point was, we are like a dirty rag in comparison to God's greatness. And like hearing those words, I felt like it's sad to me that you can believe that about yourself. And it's a separation. It's a separation of believing we're nothing more than just these corpses. You are a soul experiencing life, humanity right now. And your soul bleeds into things, into your work, into your relationships, into your pets, even into the plants. Mm-hmm. Your soul bleeds into those things, where it can be seen generations afterwards.
Sometimes the pets are crazy though, bro.
I mean, sometimes the owners are crazy though, bro. It's all a part of the fractal. Humanity has all of it. You showing up and your friend joining you is so special. I really appreciate him joining me. Yep, he's smiling. All the initials I am. I want to be one of the cool kids. All my initials. My initials are M as well now, technically. Meld Moore, Marvin Mariah. Marvin Mariah. I like alliteration like that. Alliteration like that? What does alliteration mean?
Words starting with the same letter following each other, making
Oh,
a sound.
Thank you.
Silent snakes slithering slowly.
For real, homie. Thank you, Mariah. Hi, Ernest. It's nice to have you here with the band. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you. How are you doing, friend? How's life been treating you? You give me leisure vibes. Thank you, friend. At least look at people. Stop ignoring. I'm trying. Here I am, looking right now. PCP Bay over there with the ARP. PCP Bay. Oh goodness, thank you for noticing such a small thing. Zuck Banana. Do you know him or her? Jumpin' Jumanji. It's nice of you to be so welcoming. Jonah Hill. That was the actor, dude. Jonah freaking Hill. Wasn't Jonah Hill in The Hangover?
No.
It wasn't?
No.
No, you were right about the actor's name. For some reason, they were too close in my brain, Jonah Hill and that dude. Zach was in Get Him to the Greek. Nope, we were just mistaken. No, Sensei is like, bro. Didn't work. Thanks. So Jonah Hill is who they were talking about. You're right, Jumpin'. Thank you, friends, for correcting us. You see, this is the strength of collective mind, where alone we could have convinced ourselves that one reality is the actual reality, but together we could correct. We could find ourselves in equilibrium and balance and correctness again. It is easy to deny how we feel about ourselves, but doing so doesn't change the feeling. The only way to change how we feel is to talk about it with someone we trust. And I'm very willing to talk about things. I feel that is one of my strong points.
It's very hard to get them to stop talking about things.
Yes, I'm like I believe if you aren't willing to talk about your feelings and about the things that bother you, nothing gets done. Where it's just perpetual growing a hatred for one another, the point where you can't stand it, you know. And I cannot allow that. I won't allow that in my life. So I'm maybe a little bit too aggressive to the other side. So instead of not talking about things, as Christian says, always talking about things. Yeah. Balance. But I'm
It's fun
trying
though.
to.
It's fun. It's fun to see a human try to grow constantly.
It's the only way. Thank you, friends, because that's what you are as well. Human beings trying to grow constantly. Your English teachers are proud right now, Christian. Natalie is wrecking
Natalie, my English teachers are some of my heroes, man. Like they actually gave me hope for humanity and you know what it could be out there. Because they inspired you to be like creative and artful and express yourself. Think about things.
My English teacher is also one of my favorite teachers. I mean, my English teacher is my favorite high school teacher.
Yeah.
She was this small,
My physics teacher was my favorite. But go on.
like she was this small 64-year-old lady with like a short haircut and little glasses, and she had like a little library in the back of her class. Like, and she would like give you the keys to the library book, and I could get away with anything. In her class, she loved me, and I love her as well, dude. Like, there was a beautiful exchange where I would have conversations with her, talk to her about the books I was reading, and you know, like she knew that I actually liked speaking English. That's the difference. Dude, like I was in MIS for my last year of high school, so like Middelburg Hoërskool.
Baie Afrikaans.
Baie Afrikaans, Christian. So kids, like they feel like being forced to speak English is against their rights and stuff like that.
Are you serious?
Like that's how bad it is. So me actually being an individual coming into the school that enjoys speaking English to her, you know, it was a beautiful exchange we could have had with one another. You have a great group. You and Natalie, you can only see what we are, and I see you, Fred. Thank you, Ernest. He says there's always ups and downs. Yeah, but some people don't make time to hear about your feelings. You have time now, friend. In this moment, if you want to share your feelings, I show up every day for us, dude. You can share anything you would like to. We can talk through it if you would want to. Love you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Asking the real question here, why do we call it an orange? Taste orange, looks orange, smell orange.
It's orange colored.
Orange. It's so orange. It's easy to deny.
It's so orange that it stains you orange.
Dude, I'm gonna blow your mind. Oranges grown in warm climates stay green even when they are ripe.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it true?
Yeah. Oranges, yeah.
No way.
Yep.
No way.
Oranges only turn orange on the outside from cold weather. It's true. It's like a defense, dude. Thank you for joining us and for sharing cool information, Mr. Binary. Aunt Pete, thank you for the love. Mind blown. So the question stands, why is it called orange when they can be green? I mean, the inside fruit is still orangey, right? And it does taste orange. And probably the citrus oils will smell kind of citrusy and orangey, if you will. I can be a massive asshole, and I believe I'm working on it, but I'm not sure I'm making any progress. I can believe that about myself as well, Mr. Binary. So it's all about perspective. It's all about you wanting to change, you wanting to grow. And that is already something I see in you. So keep going, Fred. Keep showing up for that. Thank you, Hanvi. Love you so much as well, friend. You have the informations? You can just Google
Some of them.
yeah,
Some of them stick.
warm climate oranges. You'll see green though. They're still orange on the inside. The way, yeah, they have to be if they're ripe. It is a byproduct of intelligence. It's a constant effort to be empathetic over being critical by how you want to feel and feel how you want to be.
I respect that.
Be how you want to feel and feel how you want to be. Realize that it starts right now. You have the opportunity to change your entire life right now. And that opportunity never evades you. You always have that opportunity. How about that? Celebrate yourself, friends. Love yourself. Also, I was diagnosed with DID, aka multiple personalities. Well, all of them I've seen have been beautiful, by the way. Thank you for joining us. I'm tired of blaming my assholeness on another person. You got this, friend. You talked about controlling computers with the mind. Brain computer interfaces are definitely going to be a thing in our lifetimes. Encouragement and criticism are equally effective. Choosing to be positive and helpful gives the power to the audience. Judgment and scorn often removes the energies of growth. I believe we should have a grow and a glow system where you shine light on things you appreciate and things you want to see, what you appreciate seeing, and then you encourage growth in things that could change, you would like to see changed, and then you could kind of like counter it again with something that you enjoy seeing, appreciate seeing. That is one of the best ways to give constructive criticism, at least in psychology. Christian looks like Jesus' cousin. I mean, his name is literally Christian. It's like a Christian.
Mahalo,
And then
thank you.
he's born on the 25th of December. Like he's more like actual Jesus of our times right now. Like when it comes to like all of the synchronicities, as close as it's gonna get to what I mean, Jesus wasn't even born on the 25th of December, right?
No.
So our archetype of what a Jesus is,
No.
you're that Jesus right now, dude. Chillin'.
I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy.
I've heard people say that people who have darker humor struggle to separate the asshole from the jokes. People who have darker humor struggle to separate the asshole from the jokes. I feel dark humor can sometimes come from a perspective of not taking the other person into consideration, right? So that can be seen as an asshole trait. So by telling dark jokes, you automatically also trigger the fact that you're not being considerate, and that makes you an automatic asshole. No, it's a hard diagnosis to receive, and it can be overwhelming. I have personal experience with this diagnosis. Hang in there, friend. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. I look forward to seeing how things change, how you continue, like changing, continue growing regardless. Belief is understood. It's taken as knowing. They say, I believe when they behave as if they know. Jesus said to believe, not that you would know. Very few people in the New Testament were burdened by knowing that it was all true. I'm just so tired. They take control whenever they want, especially Daniel. Daniel hates everyone. How fascinating. I'm very interested, friend. I would like to continue having conversations. Is it something you mentioned? Whenever they want. Control whenever they want. Are there triggers? Have you done experiments? If you find yourself exercising more, eating better food, spending more time in meditation, maybe
Constant journaling.
integrating an active breath work, constant journaling is a good one, manifestation entries, writing down what you want to be, in a way where you're creating a narrative for yourself instead of being overtaken by a different narrative. Have you experimented with any of these things? Let us know. Would you consider to? My name is an alliteration, Jumpin' Jack Jumanji. It is, and it's a nice one at that. Mel, have you seen The Midnight Gospel? I have, Maxine, I have. It's one of my favorite pieces of content in the world.
It's cancelled.
It's cancelled, unfortunately. There's going to be no season 2, but it is at least really good as a standalone season of itself. But because of Midnight Gospel, I have believed in myself and my ability to create content in the future even more. So it's a big inspiration in my life. Thank you for asking, Maxine. And if so, what do you think about it? I adore the show and hope for a season 2. I'm so sorry, Maxine. Christian had to be
Cancel.
A little bit of a stomper. They've cancelled it. Like Netflix has actually cancelled it.
It's over.
It's very sad, and it also means that nobody else can
Over.
make it because they own the rights to it. But Duncan Trussell is a G. He's gonna keep making stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. Mm. What did I think of it? My favorite episode out of all of them was.
For me, it was the last one.
Of course. I mean, that one was the one that I felt like I was watching it as you. Every time I watched it. Man, it's difficult actually. I think the episode about where they're escaping prison, and the heart gets weighed every time, and you could see the chaos and the hatred in the heart, and every single time that chaos and hatred was there, you had to restart the loop, and I felt that so much, Maxine. It's beautiful. It's beautiful how storytelling can be so multifaceted. It's a bit. Wait a second. I'm surprised that Daniel is letting me do this. Or maybe he knows that by letting me do this, he will push people away. I believe we become the stories we tell ourselves, Mr. Binary. It is a bit like that, recklessly dismissive or consciously angry in your behavior and reactions. So, I shared this with Christian yesterday, didn't I? Where when I was 13, I developed this psychology, this belief system that there were three versions of me. There was the version of me that was, technically it started with the versions of me on the side, where there's the version of me that's happy, that's enthusiastic, that wants to do things, that sees hope. And there's the part of me that is death and destruction, that's hatred, that's, deceit, that's a separation, if you will, from the other side. And then there was the version of me that was aware of these other two sides of me. And then I realized as I continued, growing, that it's only this one. Like these ones are but projections of this one, the awareness of this moment. And when I really realized that, even though there's different voices, even though there's a negative voice or a positive voice, a Daniel and a Stephen and a Melt, right? Now Daniel and Stephen are just voices, and I, the observer, the constantness, the one that never separates, the one that's been there with you through everything since you were born, a little kid being in this observer, paying attention, growing up throughout your life, still being the same observer. You have changed. You as a person have changed. The things you do, the stories you tell yourself, the person you think of as yourself has changed, but the observer has not. You are that observer, Mr. Binary. Daniel is but one of those stories. One of those things that will continue to change. You will stay the same. My English teacher were a big inspiration to me as well. What a beautiful trend, actually. English teachers. English was one of my favorite classes. Mine as well. Maxine, it's so beautiful to see so many of us resonating with that. Sometimes I think that I may be growing too much, like a cancer. I'm just so far behind. I didn't start talking to people until my first year of high school, and only started respecting people recently. That's a lot of I feel in a lot of ways then maybe you have gotten further than most people already are. People in their late 40s still have a hard time actually respecting people, dude. So you're doing so fine, Mr. Binary. Be light on yourself. Honestly and genuinely, if you want to bounce a few ideas of each other, I have time and I'm willing to attempt to walk you out of some of these dark corners. Thank you, Jumpin' Jumanji. Please do reach out, friend. If it looks and acts like a duck, it's most probably a duck. It's true. Zug zug. I appreciate that. We can't expect others to fit into our schedule. We need to plant as much seed as we can so we can always have something to harvest. That's why I try and show up every day, friend, sowing seeds of positivity, of love. And I don't have to, harvest. The world will harvest. Us as a collective will harvest. If there's more happiness, more love, more conscious attention and appreciation for one another in the world, that's going to benefit the world. Me, as this conscious awareness, living in a world where there's more love, is a good thing for me, is a good thing for you, is a good thing for Christian. It's a good thing for my future children. So you cannot fail, friend. Share love. But if you want to plan too much, you won't be able to give the earned attention to each seed. That is also the other problem, friend. Fortunately, some of them will still come up. Plant as much as you can and give as much attention to the plants and healthy as they're actually growing. Let the unhealthy die. And don't be angry. If a healthy plant has no fruit, a time will come when at least one healthy plant will have fruit at any given time. I feel you friends are tuning into all of the frequencies of my mind right now. There we go. Ernest has said things go up and down. I Formula One, so hard to accept. Well, things go up and down. The opportunity to change is sometimes so hard to accept. But in reality, they are all you. We can be happy and affect the world, but not so much ego. I get where you're coming from, Ernest. I feel the way that I would like to encourage us to change the world is from the perspective of realizing that ego is but the story this version of you is telling itself right now. And that version of me, that is Christian, walking around right now, is seeing me staring back at him, and he's moving things with his hands in the same way that I would move things with my hands. There's not too much separation. But because I'm me and I have to feed my own face, and he's him and he has to feed his own face, I've convinced myself that I'm separate, that I'm not him. But if I can understand that that observer, that face feeder, is not separate between me and him, I can try and make him happy in any way. I can feed him. I can give him food to feed his face, and I can know it's my face being fed. Like, it's a whole trip. It's a whole trip. Yeah, thank you, Hans. I've been feeding him a lot of food. Like, he's probably eaten 20 kilograms, probably actually more than 20 kilograms of, yeah.
I'm vegan.
He's vegan, is he? Vegan now. I mean, he did go for a vegan stretch for a while.
I'm vegan.
I identify as vegan.
Yeah, I identify.
He identifies as vegan. Each plant takes from your energy, and some plants need more care. Still, you need to choose wisely and take care of yourself the most. Unless you take care of yourself, you want to have the energy to take care for others. Yeah, I completely agree, friend. Like, I feel that is where self-love comes in, where you have to still do the things for yourself that you want to be doing for other people. If you want other people to live healthy lives, you live a healthy life. If you want other people to live a life free of suffering, free yourself from suffering first. I've been doing all that the last several months on my journey: regular sleep schedule, eating good, fresh, healthy food, time spent in meditation, focusing on breathing, and focusing on there being love in everything I say and do. That is Hamilton, dude. Over the last few months, he joined the first time being like, who's this asshole yapping his gums? I'm paraphrasing Hamilton, like being a little bit dramatic about it. Then the second time, he was like, oh, this dude may have something to say that can be of value. And then the last time that he joined was like a few months ago now. I mean, he joined it again in between, but it's been a while now. He joined again, and he had lost 80 pounds, Christian.
Yossi Bobossi. I want a before and after photo.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he still needs.
I want.
Christian, it's not for you to demand that. Who's this dude?
I'm demanding.
Who does he think he is?
I want to see it.
Keep your anonymity.
I want to see the
friend.
progress.
Keep yourself. He still wants to lose 70 more pounds, Christian. But at this point, he has also stopped using opioids and Xanax. He is reducing his blood pressure medication. Is that what you said? I'm already losing the fractal. And now he's a part of that whole process because he's been making this progress. He's been sleeping regularly, having a good sleep schedule, eating good food, spending time in meditation, focusing on breathing, and I'm pretty sure you're exercising as well if you've lost that much weight. and focusing on there being love in everything I say and do. And it becomes encoded into your body, right, Hamilton? It literally becomes your beingness. Your body doesn't know the difference between what is happening and what you tell it is happening. It doesn't know the difference. There can be a literal asteroid coming towards your face right now, and you can start screaming, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, and that's gonna be your body's reaction. Or you can sit and accept, and you can lay back, and you can look at this beautiful, growing field of vision fireball, and you can be like, wow, look how beautiful that is. And your body will respond accordingly. And that's a very extreme example. But it's the same for a bee, it's the same for a financial hardship, it's the same for losing a relationship, it's the same for everything. Melt the layers away, and there you are. Beauty in everything. You rough?
I rough, bro.
You rough?
I do rough.
Ego needs balance. It does. Plans have feelings too. A lyric from one of my favorite bands. Who's it from? My mentor once told me, suffering comes from the expectation that things should be different than they are. Yep. I've like hold that one in my heart as well. I frequently reflect on this to help me to try to be free of suffering. Exactly. Again, I feel it's so worth reading. Suffering comes from the expectation that things should be different than they are. In this moment, oh, if only things were this way. If only I had this. If only I had made this decision at that time. Then things wouldn't be this way. Things would be differently. That is quintessential suffering. Things are. Things are. Here, now, you, now. It's from here that we can build. We'll do a before and after of my 50 pounds weight loss to help Christian. There we go. Thank you, Natalie. A reaction is just an action spurred by another action. Yes, and yet you're still the one in control of those actions nonetheless, both ways. Love and blessings to everyone here, but weep and be good to one another. Be weep, and be good to one another. Weep. Weird?
Alright, bro.
I told you, man, like my leg is erect a little bit.
I'm straight up starting an hour-long yoga class.
An hour long?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cook for you.
He's a little principiant.
Okay.
Taking a rest.
The last episode of Midnight Gospel made me cry so hard, but my favorite is the third episode with the fish head guy. That's the one that I had in my mind, Max. That's the one I wanted to say first, and then I remembered officially the prison one, because that's the one that resonated the most with me. But that magic one was the one that I felt the most. I was seeing it in my mind first when you brought the topic up. Teaches him about magic, but all they are amazing and funny. They're beautiful. Be well. There we go. Be well. Be weep. I laughed a little bit jumping Jumanji. I'm 5 different people before noon. It's not so bad when you get a rhythm. And when you realize that in those 5 different people, you're always the same observer of those people. And my favorite teacher was high school English teacher, and 6 years later, she married my dad and is now my stepmom. What a trip that is, friend. That's a whole fractal that I didn't even know existed, and yet for you it does. Christian in his fluffy slippers, he's getting nice and comfy. When we act irrationally, we joke that it's one of our other personas, and we forgot our pills. It makes certain things easier, other things harder, and it's a sacrifice. We can't not have balance. The infinity will always take its toll. I refuse to take pills. I just embrace the roller coaster. Balance is the answer, not drugs. There we go. Thank you, friend, for trying to practice that balance. Jump in. I just got diagnosed with severe ADHD, and I'm going to see if meds can help me. I should have gotten diagnosed as a child and feel that I've had meds my life, but have been so much better. It ruins your life. I mean, I don't actually agree with that, Max. And I mean, I don't know anything other than the literature when it comes to children taking ADHD medication from a young age. Unfortunately, ADHD medication is meth. That's what they give you. So if you become dependent, and my grandma wanted me to take ADHD medication as a child as well. it might have helped us be
I'm kind
more.
of curious what they took as medication during their
Dude, meth as well. Though.
age.
Meth
You
has
know,
been
their
meth
times.
has been a thing for a long time, dude.
You know, like syrup or some shit.
Methadone in a syrup form. Like Maxine, the fractal you're living, again, suffering is wishing for things to be differently than they are. You and the way you are is exactly the way you're supposed to be. Is the you we need in this world. I'm happy that you weren't fed meth, you know, from your childhood up to now. Anyone ever had an out of body experience while they were awake? Because that's what it's like if I don't black out. Oh, okay. Hmm. I can't even begin to understand, friend. I really can't. I I feel I have been pretty stable. Have I been stable, Christian?
No.
Am I not stable?
No.
Like seriously, Dan, I'm not joking.
So like emotional.
I'm emotional, but I'm stable in that emotionality.
Yeah, you're fine. You're quite fine.
Like I feel at one point there was a lot of bipolarity in my behavior as well, and it can kind of be like that, but the swings are a little bit more tolerable, and I can still be myself. I can still be my ego, regardless of the internal happenings. Right? It's like the mask you wear technically, and the mask I'm trying to wear is one of love. You know, instead of it just being like a mask of a smile on his face, it has a mask with like a bunch of lights on his face, you know. Regardless, this analogy somewhere in your brain
No.
pulling no.
Please stop.
I'm sorry, dude. This is the way my brain works. I've tried. Wait a second. Personally, I found really help. If that is what you personally need, I completely understand. Just found that they don't really help. Thank you, friend. I've tried meditation, diet, exercise, mindset work, every natural avenue, so I feel I'm making the right choice. I think so as well. Maxine, you have been making the right choices. Like I feel we're being steered by. Let me backtrack and say I think of it as pronoia. Instead of the universe is against us, is out to get us, the universe is for us, trying to help us. It could, and it surely sucks. But life dealt you your cards, and you can only play them. So don't get discouraged. And if they help you, and keep going forward with your head kept high. Exactly. Thank you, Zuck Zuck. Making an attempt to achieve a calm spirit is a great step. Chemicals just don't seem like the answer. They can help people create a little bit of ground to stand on sometimes, jumping Jumanji, and then from there they can start to build themselves up. It's not something I want to take every day, but some days my body won't obey. I've lost so much because I couldn't control my thoughts or self, but without the struggle, I wouldn't have pearled. I mean, you can still find the medication, Maxine, and I do agree it can be a very useful tool. But the problem is, it's so useful, it's ultra addictive, right? Ultra. It's the most addictive thing. Being able to be that interested, if you will. I can focus, I can do thing, I want to do this thing, then I finished doing this thing, now I'm so interested and so focused, I'm going to do the next thing. And it can be great being in a state of mind, but people get addicted to that as well. We call that workaholic. I gotta run, but I plan on popping into the Discord today for the first time. Please. It might not be the most active Discord you've ever seen, but if you need someone, reach out to someone, friend. There will be someone to reach out to you. Just trying to refrain from becoming dependent upon little pills. It's a good thing not to be dependent on. I don't have an addictive personality. Maxine, I like to believe I don't as well. I really do. But I don't have experience with stuff that messes with my dopamine. Not really, right? Like I have some experience with serotonistic activists, you know, when it comes to mushrooms, DMT, LSD. I've had some perspective and experience of that, but all of them act on my serotonin receptors, and it's such a heavy experience. There's so much in that experience for me to integrate and to take into consideration that I would rather not go through all of that again before having had a chance to process all of that. Where stimulants do almost the opposite, where you want to do things, you want to do more of that thing, like whatever the thing is. So it's that they're like on opposite sides of the spectrum for me at least. It's it's something that I'm very cautious of, and I that's where I'm coming from. If anything, Maxine, it's just to be very conscious and very cautious of these things, because it can be a very slippery slope. Meditation and like meditation, the reason meditation is good for you, at least the way that I have convinced myself of logic to meditate more, is the fact that it influences something called your common words. Heart rate variation. There we go.
Heartburn.
Heart rate variation.
Heart arrhythmia.
I'm going to flying kick you, Christian.
Heart palpitation.
It is heart rate variation, which means the
Heart
difference.
attack.
Christian! Damn it! Oh. I'm just trying to finish this point, and my brain is struggling. I'm like struggling, and you're like pushes the spatter in the gearbox of my brain, and he's like looks at me. Anyway, heart rate variation. You see, this is why I need to meditate even more. This exactly. Heart rate variation is the difference between beats. So the amount of time that it takes before your heart beats again. If that variation is differing between each beat, it means you have more willpower. So the way that they basically found this in a study is that they took two groups, people that were very likely and have continuously relapsed into alcoholism after trying to stop, and people who have like 5-10 year alcohol-free experiences. And they put a beer down in front of them, having them hooked up to like heart rate monitors. And the person who has been sober for 10 years instantly has an increase in heart rate variation, where the difference between beats, the amount of time between beats increased. Where the person who was very likely to relapse instantly had a drop in that variation, where it was doof, doof, doof. The exact same variation. Instead of there being difference, it's the exact same. And you're likely to collapse your willpower if that happens to you. And your heart only has that much juice in the tank to do that, to go through the day with that willpower. And when you meditate, we know now of scientific evidence that it increases your heart rate variability, so you have more willpower for your day. Brain hacking. Have it. Yours, information for free. Try it, see how it works. I don't have an personality, pills are overused by the medical professionals, and I have a knee-jerk reaction to avoid these kinds of poisons, especially since the medical professionals earn money with you taking pills. That's the thing that goes sus to me. Our world is full of experts that can lead you astray from where you actually need to be. So right, agree, jump in. That's why I get to win without those pills. I want to be sure that there's a good option. It's actually what I need. Lamal. Aggressive positivity. Aggressively. So I support you in your journey, Beans. I hope you achieve the goals. We will, friend. We will. Because we're showing up for our goals. That's the thing. We're showing up for ourselves. We're showing up for these moments. We're showing up for just the understanding that we're capable of that. You, friend, yes, you are capable of everything you can put your mind to. Want to be an artist? You can be an artist. Want to be an independent creator? You can be an independent creator. Want to be an entrepreneur? You can be an entrepreneur. Want to be a business owner? Yes, you can be a business owner. You don't have to trip out about, I can't be that right now. I can't be that in the next 5 years. You can be that eventually. Keep showing up. 10, 20, 30 years. We're going to get there eventually, friends. It's nice of you to join me again today. I've had a good session. It's nice to have you here, friend. Jump and Jumanji. It has been. Love to you. Thank you for showing up with me, friend. Isn't that similar to the test they did with rats and cocaine and addicting them to them? Yeah, not exactly, friend. I mean, maybe they had some heart rate variability information coming from their heart from the mice, but I don't know too much about that. I do know that they would literally cocaine themselves to death. One of my favorite sessions so far. I feel so loved and supported because you are, Maxine. Thank you. Thank you for feeling that. Like that's genuinely if I could give someone anything, that is what I want to give people. And the fact that you have received that, it brings so much joy to my heart. I love you, friends. I love you so much. I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye. Love and backflips. Love and backflips to you too. Jump into Jumanji. Thank you. And this topic. I think I missed a few comments here on the YouTube. Mm. Love you guys. Have an amazing day, fam. Catch you on the flip side. Love you, Mariah. Sending you good vibes in the universe. Life is suffering, just as it is beautiful. The yin and the yang, the love and the hate, the birth and death. And it's only because we think of them as opposites that there is suffering, right? There is a cyclical nature to things. They are connected to one another, but we convince ourselves that they are separate. We look at the infinity symbol and we're like, oh, look, two sides. They must hate each other, but they are connected. Very intricately connected. Yin and yang, that's it, friend. Home cooked meals are great. House guest contribution. Yeah, that's what you get if you ever have me as a house guest. Home cooked meals. I would go for cognitive behavior therapy before behavior meds in kids, since the chemicals in the body are constantly changing. There is too great of a risk getting the meds and dose wrong. And not just that, but their body is growing in a certain way, right? It's adjusting to its environment. So if you put into its little environment meth for its developmental period, that's the way it's going to develop. And that could personally, Sven of 9 Seeds, love from her first gotcha day. I wish you all the same unconditional love we get from dogs. Thank you, Natalie. Love to you, friend. Unconditionally, just that sheer fascination and joy looking at your being. I think I've said this before, but I want to melt and Christian angel devil on my shoulders. Thank you
I'm
for
the
saying it
angel,
again.
right? Surely I'm the angel.
You are the angel.
I'm definitely the angel, bro.
If you're the angel, I just see Jovan standing, having tyrannical the entire universe. So give me more things to slay. Having gone full Jobot.
Jobot.
That's her username.
I know.
Jobot, dude. She's full, knows what's coming. Super awake.
She's the one that wants the two little angels.
Yeah.
Yo, Jovan, be careful what you wish for.
But which is which, Jovan? There we go. Natalie had the same question. I guess it's up for interpretation. I mean, again, we convince
What
ourselves.
would really happen is, at the end of the story, I would reveal that I've been wearing Estion's skin the entire time, and I just made a puppet of him, of myself.
Yeah, exactly, dude. We convince ourselves that things are separate. That there is, oh yeah, he's the evil one. He's the good one. Now we know how they're labeled. And I take off your skin.
Wait a minute. Spider-Man, you.
No, you. Jovan, thank you for inspiring me to create like that. Like we've created a whole little universe in imagination because of your words. Let's pull a card. Create a little bit more of a universe in our minds. Sacred geometry universes. Christian is so triggered with me going on 40 minutes longer than I usually do, but I'm loving it. I love you, friends, and I love showing up in the space and him being like, oh yeah, eventually you're gonna not do the streams. Made me want to do the stream even more. So, let's see.
I'm not triggered.
You're
I'm
not
just
triggered?
mildly vexed.
Mildly vexed, are ya? Oh! You better not make this one.
What?
Oh, I mean, I mean,
What?
I pulled card 44, Christian.
Did you? Incredible.
You know what this card is?
75.
It's the card of spiraling into love.
Spiraling into love.
Yeah. Perfect Chauvin move. I just want to hear the shoulder buddies bicker about what to do and make a decision that baffles both of them. Yes. That feels like a beautiful story that needs to be written right now. We're gonna create that. Put that one in the bank. I'm not actually joking about this, Chauvin. Write it down in a notebook and then we circle back in 10 years.
It is a pretty great story.
Yeah, like Chauvin, you can be Chauvin. I can be, maybe like we can even do the whole switcheroo thing, dude. We can do it. We can actually do it. It can be possible. Put it in a notebook. Cool, circle back, create that shit. Thank you, Chauvin, for creating with me. The card we pulled today is Spiraling into Love, card 44. Of course. You wanna
That would
hear?
actually be intense. I'm so invested in the story right now.
We can do it. We can do it. Dude, the future is coming. AI is coming. Creative pursuits. It's gonna be about what we can imagine.
You're gonna start off human, Joe, and then we're gonna transform you into an artificial being, a robot. You'd still be yourself, but now you have Go-Go Gadget powers. Well, not actually Go-Go Gadget, but you get my meaning.
Giovanna has a massive smile on her face right now, dude. Biggest smilerous. Okay. Are you ready for this meeting, Christian?
Oh, hit me. Wait, let me unlock my phone. Okay, go.
What are you doing?
I'm recording.
Are you recording? Are you actually recording right now?
Yeah.
Are you right? He's lying right now, lying through his teeth. It goes intimacy and communication. The spiral helix of our DNA swirls around this sacred couple and quickens communication of their intimacy. Human DNA helps connect us to the web of creation. It holds ancestral knowledge as well as future potential in a vast library of information. Also, swirling around this couple are spirals of possibility that they have only to recognize in order to activate. As they experience both human sexuality and universal love, this information stimulates their conscious decision to communicate with genuine intimacy. There are many styles of communication. Simple words. Can you not? I'm literally trying to communicate intimacy to this dude right now, and he's like listening to someone's voice note.
I'm listening to someone's intimacy
Just
right
like
now,
hardcore
bro.
trying to ignore the
this
intimacy.
is the synchronicity. The synchronicity.
Oh, you're
Estian.
saying- okay,
No,
yeah.
I'm seriously listening to someone being super sincere and thoughtful of me right now, bro.
That's nice. Okay, you have that. But like, I want to like, is it going to be distracting to try and have that and listen to it while there's someone else talking to me? I cannot listen to a voice note if there's someone else talking to me.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I just got so distracted. I thought it was important because it looked like work stuff, but then it was just a colleague going like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry. You looked upset today, and I'm sorry if I hurt you in any way."
Oh.
That's real
It's
sweet.
kind of nice, actually, dude. Okay, I mean, it's more intimacy, dude. So it's good. Perfect.
You want me to turn the light on?
Never. Thank
Yeah,
you.
freaking dark.
Yeah, I can't see anything. Never invest 100% into love. Some souls will trick you into believing they're intertwined with all you want. Ernest, I agree with what you're saying. I feel love is something that you're invested in with yourself, right? It starts here. Like, that's what love means to me. Sending hope as I take my leave. That's when you love from a distance, invest in the power of love, and love yourself equally. There we go, Jovan, got it. Synchronicity. But never invest 100% of your love into one thing. Love all things. Exactly. It starts from here, radiating outwards, and everything that finds itself in your field of vision, in your immediate influenceable range, love that. Love that. Communication does go both ways. If the other way it never takes time to communicate, then it is all side of yourself. Yeah, it's taking off, sending you all my love. Thank you for these tears. I'm gonna finish this quickly, and then I'm gonna take off as well, go cook some meals. There are many styles of communication. Simple words simple words may be effective for making a statement or providing instructions. However, when concepts and emotions enter the exchange, words often fail to convey the message intended. This card asks that you view the way you communicate. Do you speak from your heart with respect and serenity? Do you truly listen to the people with whom you are speaking? Resolve to look into the eyes of the person with whom you are communicating. And receive the marvelous being that stands or sits before you. Observe both your own and the other's body language and feel their essence. Listen with discernment before you respond. Formulate your words as if they are prayers wanting to be shared. With gentle grace and positive intent, speak your truth in the most intimate way you are able. Thank you, friends, for communicating intimacy in the way that you are able. I appreciate it so much. Best wishes for you, Amanda, who needs tears, Ernest, if you're still here, Giovanna, Natalie. I don't think Natalie is here anymore, but I love you, friends. Even if I'm not saying I love you directly to your name, if you can hear I love you, that you is you. So know that you are loved by me. Thank you. See you again very soon. Have a great day, friends. Bye.